Happy New Year, President Clinton, and greetings from Scranton. My name is Daniel Haggerty, and I'm the president of the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick of Lackawanna County for 2024. Along with your good friend Virginia McGregor's four brothers, I have been proudly carrying on a 118-year tradition here in Scranton by hosting our annual Irish American banquet on St. Patrick's Day weekend with over 1,000 guests in downtown Scranton. And I have been pestering John Davidson and your staff for several months with an invitation for you to join us in Scranton. And they have been very professional, and John has been very communicative regarding the invitation, and I wanted to just try a personal touch. In April of 23, I attended your event at Cooper Union in New York City, where you and Jerry Adams spoke about the peace and progress that have transpired in the past 25 years since the Good Friday Agreement. At that event, you quoted the great Irish poet Seamus Heaney. It was a fortunate wind that blew me here. And I am appealing today, once again, to that fortunate wind to lead you here to Scranton on St. Patrick's Day. At Cooper Union, during your remarks, I was so struck by what a compelling and personal story you would have to tell at our dinner about the 25 years that have transpired since the peace and progress of the Good Friday Agreement. And in a moment, one of our past presidents, Gene Cosgrove, will highlight the tremendous American and Irish leaders who have addressed our society on St. Patrick's Day. Gene is, well, a little more animated than I am. And when we were uncertain about putting this video together, we looked no further than Seamus Heaney himself. And we looked to Heaney's advice, which is inscribed on his headstone in County Londonderry, Ireland, in the north. And Gene and I decided to walk on air against our better judgment. So here I sit, Mr. President, with a personal invitation for you to join us on St. Patrick's Day weekend to address the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick of Lackawanna County. There is no place in America where you would be more warmly received than Scranton. It would truly be a St. Patrick's Day to remember.
Mr. President, my name is Eugene F. Cosgrove. I was the president of the Society in 1997. This is our 119th dinner, but I want you to know the last 30 dinners we have concentrated on trying to bring speakers that could tell us a little bit more about the North. In 1990, we had Father Sean McManus from the Irish National Caucus to discuss the McBride principles which had worked their way through Congress. In 1991, we had John Hume brought to us by Daniel's uncle, Joseph Haggerty, to tell us about the issues of the Catholics and the Protestants in the North. Several years later, John won the Nobel Peace Prize. But where we really came into our own was 1996, when you gave that special visa to Jerry Adams to let him fly across the pond to come to one place, to the dinner hosted by my good friend Jim Doherty, the president, here in Lackawanna County. I can tell you it was spectacular. We had the international press. Everybody wanted to be here. Over 1,100 guests listened. You could hear a pin drop as he spoke with that thick Irish brogue. It was fantastic. The next year I was the president. They said, "What are you going to do for an encore?" I said, "I better get a Taoiseach." And I got Albert Reynolds to be my speaker. Got him very early in the year. We had a great Catholic priest, a humorist with our society for years. Monsignor Andrew McGowan spoke all over the country. If you didn't know him, you knew his brother, Bill McGowan, founder and CEO of MCI Communications, which was responsible for the breakup of the AT&T. But Monsignor McGowan said to me, "I want you to write a letter to President Clinton to invite him. We want to hear what he has to say." Well, I did write that letter. I had a couple connections in Washington. I want you to know, in the letter, I stated I had played golf with your two brother-in-laws, Tony and you, at the Country Club of Scranton, and I might have cooked eggs for Hillary Rodham when I was a young lad at the Glider Diner when she lived in the Bull's Head section of Scranton. Yes, we've had great speakers. We went on. Martin McGuinness, Alex Maskey, the first Catholic mayor from Belfast. From the British Parliament, Alistair MacDonald. Two Taoiseachs came afterwards, John Bruton. Matthew Haggerty brought Bertie Ahern, and we recently had an up-and-comer from County Donegal, Niall Blaney from the famous Blaney family. So yes, Mr. President, we've continued to have great speakers telling us about the issues in the North. But there is one voice, one person, that person that was most responsible for the Good Friday Agreement that has not graced our dinner, and that is you. So we would like to have you come to our dinner and tell us the rest of the story.